Okay, it's just gone 11, Saturday night. And I thought I'd do a secondary video just to sort of glaze over the fact that I was spouting a load of nonsense earlier. Well, I mean, I tried to get my point across, but I was so bowled over by weapons that I just sort of spiraled as much as the movie itself did. I'm more composed. I've had my shower. I've had my Brussels sprouts. I'm feeling all right. But yeah, I've been thinking about that since I got home, and what a movie! I honestly haven't seen anything like it in years. The whole, the plot and the concept, how it was produced, the showcase of new talent, fresh people that I haven't seen in like any other film. There were obviously the few exceptions, Josh Brolin and I want to say Jennifer, fuck's sake, Julia Garner. And yeah, of course I googled it actually a little while ago, and Aunt Gladys who's played by Amy Madigan. She was in Uncle Buck years ago as John Candy's love interest. Didn't recognise her at all through the whole grotesque makeup, but I certainly touched on that element earlier. It was just superb. What a caricature, and what a witch! The whole movie, as mentioned, it sort of it hits a fork road and it splits in two. So whereas you've got the prime suspect, Julia Garner's character, sort of concerning the missing class of hers. You've got that, but you've also, it balances it with a separate story of little Alex and his like absolute isolation once his aunt comes to stay. It's sort of, yeah, two complete different stories running parallel, and it's excellent, truly. Yeah, it was nightmarish. I can only describe it as that. Especially given like the images of the kids leaving their house in the middle of the night, arms at their side as if they're like sort of playing airplanes or something. So, you know, the kind of things like images of a fever dream, them pegging it through the night. You've got like the whole people just going mad. The parents, again, echoes of 28 Days Later combined with Insidious, with the parents and and how they are, the facial expressions. It's just grotesque, and it's twisted, and it tornadoes. It really does at the end when the kids are finally set free. It then sort of blends into that whole fairy tale aspect, like the witch in a very sinister fashion, puppeteering people, and you know, gaining control to sort of bleeding, sort of, in a sense, I suppose, kind of a hocus pocus nod, sort of, you know, children under her control because she's trying to rejuvenate herself. It was just excellent, absolutely excellent. Again, one thing I actually failed to touch upon earlier was the soundtrack. So as the movie opens, you've got the whole, it's like a soft rock music playing as the kids are running off into the night. And what a contradiction. It's so strange how the music sort of plays against the action. It's so strange, but it works. The director works. The director's name came up on the at the end credits. Never heard of him. I hardly recognised, other than the obvious, the parents, the backing cast. This was just brilliant, like for like showcasing new, fresh talent. I mean, you haven't got Margot Robbie and Tom Hardy sat at the kitchen table being the parents of little Alex. You've got these people who are like just like equally as effective and pack just as much, like as hard as of a punch. It's great stuff. So yeah, the sound score and the action, excellent contradiction. Makeup and prosthetics, especially at the end when Aunt Gladys, when her OTT makeup is sort of torn apart, literally. I'll try not to explain exactly what happens to her, but oh my God. That also echoed The Substance, Demi Moore's film at the end of last year. Just epic, absolutely epic. And yeah, it was chilling, it was shocking, it was addictive. I was mesmerized and gripped, and as I mentioned earlier, like I was like leaning forward in my chair at one point, like, oh my god, how is this gonna transpire? That said, the beginning of the movie is kind of dull and tedious. The introduction of various characters, Justine's love interest and things. So it introduces these characters as the movie plays out. But then the movie jumps back, and then it's like the beginning of each character's day. So, then you've got to like watch that reel, and it goes back, and then you watch the reel of the next character, like how their day started and how it's going. So yeah, wasn't really a fan of that. Was a fan of the rest of the movie. So I came out of that screen earlier, and I must say it feels much better just doing it on the stairs here. Rather than having screaming children and people wandering around, not in and out of screens. But yeah, I was so enthusiastic when I came out. I honestly haven't seen anything like that, especially the closing scene in years. The kids doing it for the whole 28 Days Later franchise, amazing. The way the stunts of how they were pegging it through backyards, and Aunt Gladys, it was the thrill of the chase was so it was just addictive. It was amazing. So it kind of goes a bit, there's that whole fairy tale aspect of like the witch taking control of the children and puppeteering people and things. But then, the whole, the absolute, just like the terror and the adrenaline rush of the kids getting their own back and sprinting after her. They were like they were going through the houses, like just smashing down walls and doors. That's when actually that scene was when the audience were howling with laughter, and so was I. It was shockingly brilliant, and I would definitely watch Weapons again. I think that's it. But that's, this is the kind of thing, those real random films that you catch half an hour of like on an airplane when you're on holiday, or like you're in a different part of the country and you pop into a cinema whilst you're waiting for your train or something to like catch a flick. This is like one of those. It's like a real random shit you up sort of thing. So it's chilling, it's sinister, it's just black comedy, at the same time, as being an isolating horror. And I say isolating because the whole I would say the lead character was Julia Garner. It was mainly the little lad Alex, the isolation of his aunt coming to stay, taking control, and then he has to sort of like bow to her and lie to everyone. But towards the end, the parents, my God, actually, in a movie, that's what sends a shiver through me, is when a character is screaming and like pounding and smashing things up at such a high level and such a strong dynamic that it's like relentless shock. And you get that here with Weapons. Truly. They did brilliant, those two. I'd never seen them before, the parents. Just brilliant. And the whole screaming. The bit, the scene where Justine's in the, the off license, we call it in the UK. So she's gone into a shop, and a character has followed her in, and the way the character sort of like, she's going after her, but she's like sort of to the left, like right, like left, right, and she doesn't quite make. It's almost like slow-mo, except it's normal speed. How this whole thing was directed is Oscar winning. I swear to God. So yeah, I just wanted to give this quick roundup, which is actually longer than the one I gave in the cinema, to say that this is absolutely it's 10 out of 10. It's like twice a story that is like that will just, it just like takes hold in the most relentless fashion, and it's it's great. It really is. The soundtrack and the passion from the performers. But yeah, Amy Madigan from Uncle Buck. I didn't recognise her. Yeah. Oh my God, her performance, top notch, absolutely brilliant. Right, that's it. I'm off. So next week I might pop down to the cinema and catch something else. But I think It Together's out next week. But I think I need a fucking rest after this weekend. Oh man, I went from Freaky Friday, that was just absolute like fried shite, gone through a NutriBullet, to Weapons, which started dull, but just erupted in macabre carnage. Brilliant stuff.